Have you ever felt the crushing weight of injustice, where life seems to conspire against your very existence? Where the comforting words of "everything happens for a reason" ring hollow, a cruel jest against your suffering? I certainly did. My name is Liam, and not long ago, I stood at the precipice of despair. My world shattered into 1,000 pieces. After the robbery, after losing everything I had painstakingly built, my savings, my cherished mementos, the very sense of security in my own home, the world seemed monochrome. My future felt bleak, painted only in shades of grey. The well-meaning whispers of "everything happens for a reason" felt like a mockery. How could losing everything be for a reason? What good could possibly come from such a devastating, senseless loss? In my desperation, I sought out Master Ilara, a wise woman known throughout the region for her profound insights, hoping she could mend the cracks in my soul, or at least explain the inexplicable. Master Ilara listened patiently, her eyes reflecting a depth of understanding that calmed my racing heart. When I finished recounting my tale of woe, she simply smiled, a gentle, knowing curve of her lips. "Liam," she began, her voice like a soft melody, "allow me to tell you a story of a farmer named Silas and his son Finn, who lived by a river in a time long past." She spoke of how Silas, a hard-working man, had seen his entire livelihood, his crops, his home, his very foundation, swept away by a sudden, merciless flood. Silas was inconsolable, watching his life's work vanish beneath the churning waters, his spirit sinking deeper with each passing moment. His young son Finn, however, possessed an unshakable spirit, a beacon of optimism even in the darkest hours. As they stood amidst the wreckage, surveying the devastation, Finn looked at his distraught father and said, "Father, do not despair. Whatever happens is for the best." Silas, drenched in sorrow and mud, could only shake his head, utterly bewildered by his son's seemingly naive belief. How could this, the total annihilation of their world, possibly be for the best? The weeks that followed were a relentless test of Silas's endurance. The flood had not only taken his farm, but also destroyed the roads, cutting off their village from trade and aid. His neighbours, equally devastated, had little to offer. Silas tried to rebuild, but without tools, without seeds, without any means, his efforts were futile. He tried to find work in nearby towns, but word of the flood had spread, and no one had resources to spare. Hunger gnawed at their bellies, and the cold winds of winter began to bite. Silas watched his family grow thin, their hope dwindling with each passing day. He often thought of Finn's words, "Whatever happens is for the best," and a bitter, hollow laugh would escape his lips. What kind of best was this? This slow, agonizing descent into destitution? One particularly harsh evening, after another fruitless day of searching for food, Silas lashed out at Finn, his patience worn to a thread. "Your optimism is a curse," he yelled. "It blinds you to the harsh realities. We have nothing, Finn, nothing." Heartbroken by his father's words, and perhaps feeling the immense weight of his own philosophy being challenged by such dire circumstances, Finn made a difficult decision. The next morning, he was gone, having left a small, neatly folded note promising to return when he could truly help. Silas was devastated anew. Not only had he lost his farm, his home, his hope, but now his son too was gone. Years crawled by, each one heavier than the last. Silas grew old and weary, his spirit almost entirely extinguished, his heart scarred by loss. Then, one crisp autumn day, a magnificent carriage pulled by 2 spirited horses arrived in the village. From it stepped a man, impeccably dressed, with a confident stride and a kind, familiar smile. It was Finn. He had returned, not as the naive boy who believed in the best, but as a successful merchant, having found opportunity in a distant city, an opportunity he had stumbled upon only because he had been forced to leave home. Finn had established a thriving business, and now, with his fortune, he had returned to rebuild his father's life and the village itself. He brought supplies, tools, and the promise of a brighter future. Silas, now an old man, wept openly, tears of relief and profound understanding washing over his weathered face. He embraced his son, no longer with sorrow, but with a heart full of gratitude and awe. Master Alera paused, letting the weight of the story settle between us. Silas, she continued, realized then that Finn's departure, which he had initially seen as another tragic loss, had in fact been the very catalyst for their salvation. The flood, which seemed to destroy everything, had indirectly set Finn on a path to success. Had the flood not occurred, had Finn not been scolded and left, he might never have sought his fortune elsewhere. What seemed like the worst possible events were, in reality, crucial chapters in a larger, unfolding narrative that only time and perspective could reveal. He finally understood that everything, truly everything, happens for a reason, even if that reason remains hidden in the immediate darkness of the moment. Her words resonated deep within me, echoing Finn's unwavering belief. I thanked Master Alera, my spirit lighter than it had been in weeks. As I walked home, instead of taking the familiar, direct path, I felt an inexplicable pull towards the ancient, overgrown forest that bordered the village. Perhaps it was a subconscious desire for a longer walk, or the story's influence urging me to see things differently. I wandered deeper than I ever had before, my mind replaying the farmer's tale, searching for the hidden threads of purpose in my own recent misfortune. Suddenly, my foot caught on something half buried in the mossy earth. I knelt, brushing away the leaves and soil, to reveal a stone unlike any I had ever seen. It shimmered with an inner light, radiating a warmth that pulsed against my palm. It wasn't just beautiful, it was unmistakably valuable, a legendary philosopher's stone, or something very close to it, rumored to bring fortune to its possessor. A gasp escaped my lips. I wouldn't have been in this part of the forest. I wouldn't have taken this detour had I not been walking home with a heavy heart, contemplating Master Alera's wisdom. And I wouldn't have been contemplating her wisdom had I not lost everything. The robbery, the despair, the journey to the sage, it had all led me here, to this very spot, to this incredible discovery. In that moment, holding the shimmering stone, I understood. My personal tragedy, the devastating loss of my possessions, had not been a random act of cruelty. It was a redirection. It was the reason I sought Master Alera, the reason I heard the story of Silas and Finn, and the reason I took an unfamiliar path that day. My worst situation had indeed led to something far, far better. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, had orchestrated a profound exchange. I had lost material possessions, only to gain a treasure beyond measure, and, more importantly, an invaluable lesson about resilience and faith. So, if you find yourself in the grip of adversity, questioning the fairness of life, remember Silas and Liam. Remember that the tapestry of existence is woven with threads both dark and light, and often, the darkest threads are essential for the pattern to truly emerge. Everything happens for a reason. Time changes everything, revealing the hidden purpose behind our struggles. And even the most devastating situations often lead us to unexpected paths, profound discoveries, and ultimately, something far greater than what we thought we had lost. Have you ever felt despair, only to find the light afterwards? If Liam's story and the wisdom of Master Alara have touched your heart, if you've ever felt like everything was going against you, only to discover a miraculous detour that led to something much greater, then let us know you are not alone. Hit like if you agree that the worst moments in life often lead to the best outcomes. Hit comment and share your own aha moment. The challenge. Tell us about a flood in your life that indirectly led you to an invaluable, precious stone. Hit share to spread this inspiration and hope to friends and family who need a powerful reminder that everything happens for a reason. Hit subscribe, register today, and turn on notifications. We will continue to share powerful stories and deep wisdom that help you see the hidden purpose behind life's challenges. Don't miss our next journey toward finding meaning and inner strength. Let's transform adversity into wisdom together.